2 hours ago, I created a blank FL Studio project file. In the past few weeks, I lost count on how many projects I have left unfinished and untouched. So after wasting too much time on my unfinished projects, I was convinced that this time, I have to come up with something usable. I started a Pomodoro timer and started making music with full focus. I had no idea about what I was going to make. Starting a track without any reference and ideas at mind has never been so easier. Dark and epic music has always been my sweet spot at making music. By watching my previous videos, you can see that I make a lot of epic music tutorials. So this video will not be something different from that. So the first thing to consider while making music is setting the correct tempo and mood. I wanted to create a fast rhythmic epic track. So I started with a tempo of 105, it might seem too slow but it doesn't, when you use lots of 16th and 8th notes in the piano roll. After setting up the tempo, I thought I might switch from making sad-themed epic music to dark epic-themed music. For making a dark epic music, Phrygian scale helps you give that specific mood to your track. Here we have chosen E Phrygian scale to build our track around it. And now it comes to the main part. Starting from scratch. When making music, I always start with something playing in the background. For that I have used some string textures to support the whole track. Low string spiccatos are always great to add when you need that dark movement to the track. So I included that in the starting of my track. After playing it for 8 bars, I thought a rising high string tremolo sound might be useful to transition to my next theme. So I included that with a dynamic movement that slowly increases its curve. For the next theme, I had an idea that I want to introduce some brass and strings. So I added some long high string and brass crescendos for transition. I left the tremolo to play for the rest of the track. As I said before, I will add strings and brass in our new section. I came up with a fast spiccato rhythm for the string. It felt like it needed more background support as the back end felt too empty. So to fill that space, I added a string harmonic sound. To add more movements to the track, I added a rhythmic loop from Albion 1 and put a low-pass cutoff filter automation that slowly fades in and fades out. We needed some main lead melody to accompany our track for this theme. I didn't want to go with traditional method of using strings or high brass legato instruments to make a sharp melody line for the track. Instead, I used a tuba to play a bold, slow-moving melody on its higher registers. It is a dark track, so I need to fill up most of the low spaces. To make sure I fill the low frequencies and also to bring some hits to the track, I added a low drum playing for the rest of the track. And with some more crescendos we transition to our next part of the track. After playing a melody on its own, giving the melody a space to breathe is a best choice to make. So I added a bold brass to play some strong harmonies in the next part. Accompanying that, I wanted to do something different this time with the strings. So I added fast-flowing string harmony supporting the brass section. I thought this part of the track needed more attention and power. Also, to draw your attention, I want to say that you can always hit the subscribe button to show some support to me. And to support the track and make it more powerful, I added another layer of high string spiccatos an octave up. Now, after spending more than half an hour on a sitting, I wanted to give a climax to the track. So we needed a final lead melody for the last part. As we have too much string instruments playing in our track, it is not wise to add more strings like violins, for example, in our track. So keeping that in mind, I added a French horn to play the lead melody. And also the French horn and cello combination works best to play a melody. For that I added a cello there too. And to make the track more intense, I added another high string spiccato patch to play some pitched ostinatos. By the time I have added those things in the playlist, the timer was ringing and I had to put a stop on the track. But I wanted to end the track before I leave the project and never touch it again. A best and easiest way to give an outro to a soundtrack is to end it how you started it. So I kept only the intro part and let the tubas play a final role in the final part. And that's how I created a epic cinematic music in only 2 hours. If you enjoyed the tutorial, you can leave a like to the video. Let's listen to our final track and let me know what you think about it.